Good day, fellow scientists. Hope you all are doing good. We are back again on Tackling Maths and Science with me, the favorite Sensei. So, on today's lesson, we will be tackling special angles under trigonometry. So now, what are the special angles? Let's me explain what are special angles. So, you have seen this probably in an exam or a question. Let's say you are given sine 25, and for you to solve this, definitely you will need to use a calculator. Sine 25 is going to give us 0,4226 and so forth. So, but then when coming to this special angles, you really don't need to use a calculator. You just need to remember the length of this right angle triangles, and that is it. So today I'm gonna be explaining how you're gonna tackle these questions, including the inverse and the inverse of sine and cos and tan. So if you are new to our channel, our wonderful family, please press the subscribe button down there below and that notification bell so that you may be posted and up to date whenever we post a new lesson. And you can please do like, share, and comment, like and share to as many friends as you can about our wonderful channel. And yeah, let's begin. So now, for example, under we are gonna be dealing with only these three angles: angle 30, angle 45, and angle 60. So now, I know in some textbooks it's like this, which is, truly speaking, it's like this, 30 and 60, but here I'm gonna try to do them separately so you can understand them better. Yeah, do them separately. So now, under angle 30, so we're gonna use a right angle triangle. So now you remember this thing or have heard of it. It's called SOHCAHTOA. So now SOHCAHTOA means that when you're looking for the sine, you need to do the opposite side over the hypotenuse side, and here for the cos it's the adjacent side over the hypotenuse, and here it's the opposite side over the adjacent side when looking for those trigonometry functions, oh sorry, not functions, for those trig ratios, sorry for that. So now, for example, in our first triangle, or right angle triangle, we are gonna be dealing with cos 30, sin 30, and also tan 30. So now, how do we find this without using a calculator? Okay, for now, let me put my calculator away. So now, how do you find sin 30? Which in most cases, in an exam, they are going to tell you that do not use a calculator when doing these trig ratios. So this is how you do it. You draw this right angle triangle. Your adjacent side, please note, is root of 3. Square root of 3 is your adjacent side, and the opposite side is 1, and 2 is the hypotenuse side. So these numbers are constant, they do not change for this angle when we are dealing with angle of 30. So now, let's say we are ordered to find cos 30. We are gonna try to calculate using this angle. So now we know that cos 30, cos is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is good. Root of 3 over 2. Just like that. And this one, for sure, you can do it on your own. Using the opposite end over the hypotenuse side is going to be what? Good. It's 1 over 2. And for the 10, opposite over adjacent, good. It's 1 over root 3. So now here, let me explain something. Because most students, even my students, some of them, they do this mistake here. Since, let's say, they tell you in a test or in a classwork and exercise that do not use a calculator, and you use a calculator, this is how they're gonna see that you are using a calculator. If you do 10, 30 on the calculator, it's gonna give you root 3 over 3 using a calculator. So now this, it's the same as this. It's the same, but on the calculator it gives you root 3 over 3. Let me try to show you. 1 over root 3. Still the same. Root 3 over 3. Still the same. It's the same as this, but if you use this one that comes from the calculator, they're gonna see that you are cheating and you're gonna be penalized for it. So just so that you can be smart, I know, yeah, most students would dodge this thing of not using a calculator. Like, yeah, don't use a calculator, I'm gonna use a calculator. But then this is what the examiner will do. They actually do to try to see or to trick you to see, or if you think that you are smarter than them. So that's how you do. So no matter what, do not use a calculator, because the calculator will give you this instead of this. Even though they're the same thing, but they're going to see that you are cheating. So, you understand? So now, let's proceed. So now, same thing we're going to do here for the angle 45. Though here is also angle 45. It's just the same. So let me just erase this one, since our focus will be on this one, which we know that here it will be our opposite and adjacent, and yeah, good, the hypotenuse. So now let's try to find cos 45 using this right angle triangle. Sine 45 equals 10, 45. So now, still the same thing. What is cos adjacent over hypotenuse? Good. So we know that it is adjacent, which is 1 over root 2. So please note that everything, whatever you may try to calculate, and the denominator will give you a number that is a root or a set number. It's still the same as this one. If you do cos 45 in the calculator, it will give you root 2 over 2. See, root 2 over 2 in the calculator. Root 2 over 2. So, also similar to this one, if you write this and when you are instructed not to use a calculator and you end up writing this, they will see that you are cheating and not obeying the instructions, then you'll be penalized. So do not use Okay, so now let's continue. Cos sine 45, it's good. Still the same thing. Opposite over hypotenuse. Still the same thing. Do not write this. I'm gonna emphasize this because most students get penalized because of this. So just be forget. Gotta be smart. Even though you may be using a calculator, but be smart. So now 1045, it's opposite over adjacent, it's 1. So now can you know that whenever I can be like 1045, it will just give me 1. It's the same thing here, but there's 3 things you gotta watch out for them. So now let's proceed. So now cos 60, you can pause the video and try to practice them on your own. Since I explained this ones how you're gonna tackle them, so try to also tackle this ones then and pause the video and see whether you get the gist of it. So now cos 60, it's